Welcome, Husky Dogs, to Muffed Movies. I am your mushroom of a host, Mark Soloff. This is the show where we improvise movies by memory using only our mouths, the sounds they produce, and some tiny notes. And today, with me in the studio, not physically, but remotely and spiritually, astral projecting all the way from Iowa, it's fan favorite Dave Stecco!
I am so glad to be here.
Thank you for sharing your time and talents with us once again, Dave.
Absolutely. I love everything about tonight's episode, to now's episode.
Today's episode is a request from a listener and a great supporter of the show. We're talking about Grey Cat Fancy Feast.
King of Halloween Emeritus.
I'm not so into scary movies, but you know what? We do it for the people.
We do it for the... You know what? These are scary times, and it's almost like a break to be like, Oh, that's all I have to worry about?
Yes, in case you haven't read the episode title, we are muffing A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984.
Back when it was just a singular. It was just a nightmare.
Not the sequel, Nightmares on Elm Streets.
A Nightmare on Elm's Street.
Dave, you ready to hear that song?
One, two, 3, 4.
Welcome back, friends, to another Muffed Movies, the improvised show that recreates films. We play all the parts, it's our solemn ash duty to entertain you with our voices and skills.
Using only our memories.
Voices and skills! A Nightmare on Elm Street is the movie that will ruin a classic horror flick from director Wes Craven. The heroes all are teens, so obsessed by thoughts of screwing. They don't suspect a killer wants to play them in the Glaven. The murderous villain is the ghost named Freddy Krueger. A pizza face specter who can kill you in your dream. He'll knife you in the bungles or the dongle or the cooter. He only stipulates that you be under 18. Check 1, check 2, Freddy's coming for you. Check 3, check 4, don't you cry or snore. Check undulating, Scooby Gun or stir. Check under 18, turn on your CPAP machine. By the way, a lot of people suffer from sleep apnea, so let's work together to destigmatize the use of CPAP machines, okay? It's not dorky if it's necessary for healthy, restful sleep. Jeez, now let's go!
Yeah, I got this AI program that I write lyrics to, and it creates lovely songs, which I've been playing instead of doing the Star Wars thing. One special thing we're going to be doing in today's episode is something I'm pulling from the Muffed Movies live performances, which is, before we started recording tonight, I sent out an Instagram questionnaire that asked people to provide the last line for tonight's performance. So, at some point during the recording, we're going to check Instagram, we're going to select a final line, and the person whose line we select is going to get a free ticket to Muffed Movies Live on December 12th, 2024. We're muffing Barbie at Otherworld Theater.
Nice.
So that should be pretty cool. And we'll have at least one person in the audience. Smash cut to a boiler room. But this isn't your traditional boiler room, which is well maintained and well lit per OSHA compliance. This is a oogie boogie boiler room with red lighting and greasy walls and pipes dripping all sorts of rust-colored water on the ground. And we see the hands of a child murderer using the blacksmithing skills that only a child murderer knows intrinsically by heart. And these hands, these evil
A-Team montage theme to himself.
These evil hands are taking butcher's knives and garden shears and straight razors and a sequence of thumbtacks and forging them into large, sharp Wolverine-style claws and affixing them onto a weird segmented gauntlet leather glove with metal rings that creates kind of joints.
A rotten leather glove that he pulled out of the alley because he didn't want to break up his good set of work gloves. I mean, at this time, he's still got a job. He's working in boilers.
Yeah.
He needs those good gloves.
Now, we don't know for sure who this child murderer is who's creating the famous Freddy Krueger glove, but we've got some suspicions.
Got some ideas. And the producers do want to make sure they're very clear. This is a child murderer, not a child molester.
No, that will come in the gritty reboot, which I've never seen, but I've heard Freddy heads complain that he's a child molester in the new one. And
guys, he just
a safe murderer in the old one.
Yeah, he was just a murderer, and that was fine. But now, I can't support him anymore.
Smash cut to, hey, guess what? It's another spooky industrial room. I'm calling it the mechanical room, but it's basically like, imagine the boiler room got bigger and was lit with blue lights.
Yeah, and it's more labyrinthine. Mm-hmm. It's easier to get lost, and there's definitely dead ends in it now.
Mm-hmm. And we see young Tina Gray, the heroine, of this picture. She's a teenager, maybe 16 years old, and she's in her mama's nightgown. One of those big white muumuu type affairs.
Sears sale catalog, 1981.
Yeah, very like
a little ribbon right in the dead center of the chest.
Yes. But Tina's not having a fun bedtime. She's freaking the fuck out because in this dark and wet, slick boiler labyrinth, she's being pursued by a frightening presence.
Habba gabba 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 gabba. Hey, I'm over here. Or am I?
Gah! Who is that? Is
Boo!
that... Ah! Suddenly, from behind a box of bandages, the half-shredded, half-melted, pizza-flavored face of Freddy Krueger pops up. Oh, jump scare! We all know what Freddy Krueger is, everybody, so I don't have to really describe him to you. Yeah. Just imagine Freddy Krueger's chasing this girl around in her nightmares. That's what happens.
And she is not enjoying the trip. She turns left. She turns right. She makes it into a corner. Oh, Freddy Krueger's waiting for her because he's all-knowing. This is his realm.
I've unlocked fast travel, Freddy says. He brandishes his Mandalorian claws and slashes Tina across the midsection. She screams, and suddenly, smash cut, we're in Tina's bedroom. Tina's screaming and thrashing in her bed, and her mom kicks down the door.
Giant cigar in hand, bottle of tequila in the other.
Tina, what the fuck are you doing over here? I'm trying to get some shut-eye. It's 11 p.m. at night over here.
Oh, Mom, I just had a dream is all. I got this crucifix off my wall. Sorry. You go back to living that sweet life.
Yeah, your father's gonna be real mad if I stay out of bed for more than 20 seconds, apparently. He's a real hound. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Tina, look, your beautiful muumuu has been shredded across the chest. Tina looks down and sees that her muumuu has indeed been slashed. 4 gouges across it, as though an X-Acto knife had been snicked around on there.
I got a couple of pieces of advice for you, sweet baby child that I love. First, I'm going to need you to trim your nails. You reckon everything. 2, stop having bad dreams. Jesus.
Oh.
Asterisk, her actual advice in the movie.
Yeah. Tina looks at her wall calendar, which says 12 months of nightmares. She flips it over on its peg to its opposite side, where it says 12 months of inspirational dream thoughts. This will do the trick. She falls.
Be okay. Credits.
The end. Smorsh Court 2, the front lawn of the school.
It's good times. The sun is bright. The air is sweet. Just three best friends enjoying each other's company.
It's California in the 80s, baby.
Oh, everything's awesome. But Tina's still a little upset. She kind of wants to talk to her friends about her bad dreams.
Hey, Tina, it's me, Nancy, your best friend. Perhaps the most capable of all the friends in this friend group. What's wrong, Tina? You look like you haven't slept a wink.
Yeah, my name's Glenn. I'm here for Nancy, but Tina, I'll be your friend too, if that's what you need.
Pop-up fact. Glenn is played by a fetal-aged Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I think this may have been his first movie.
I think it was.
Yeah, and the prize?
Here's what I found.
The machines are coming alive.
So we'd like to welcome our third host for the podcast now.
It's they're kids. They're having a good time. They're talking about their nightmares when suddenly, materializing from a cloud of insects, is none other than Fucklord himself, Rod the Girth Master.
The far more mundane nightmare this movie is proud to show you. The nightmare we all deal with every day. Hey,
Yeah.
What's up, you bunch of fucklicks? You bunch of tip sniffers? My name's Rod. There's two things you need to know. One, I'm hard. Well, what's the second thing, Rod? See number one.
Rod puts his arm around Tina, his girlfriend, ?
Complete stranger?
Who knows? With Rod's got some real Biff Tannen energy, where he's like, "You're gonna be my girl because I've decided that."
Yeah, he's like an extra from Warriors that like broke out of that movie and made it into this one.
I'm trying to get my life together. I moved from New York down here and I stopped being a warrior.
Were you guys trying to make it back to your home turf? Because I'm here to fuck that plan up.
Oh, Rod, I'll never sleep with you, says Tina, winking convulsively at him. I'll actually sleep with you.
Rod responded by grabbing his genitals and making a horn honking sound like a clown. Thank you.
Or, oonga, like an old car.
Nancy and Glenn are just disgusted that Rod would treat anyone this way, let alone their beloved Tina. They said, Rod, this is never gonna work. You just need to get out of here, you old scamp. Now go on, get.
Yeah, get your damn hands off her, says Crispin Glover, who Rod immediately punches straight in the ballsack. Oh. Who is that? Just some
This
loser.
guy's been harassing my shit for like 2 weeks.
The teens walk into the school, and Rod cannot cross the threshold, as he is an avowed idiot.
He has not been invited in, and by the ancient pact, he knows he cannot enter.
Smash cut 2, Tina's living room later that night. Well, technically it's Tina's parents' living room, but both parents are out of the house. They gone to Atlantic City to try to make it fucking big, okay?
They are. The parents are out of town. Tina's hosting her best friends on a school night for a sleepover.
Mm-hmm. Or make-out party, Glenn hopes. Yeah, thank you guys for being here for me. I'm Tina. I just wanted to say that, like, that nightmare was so scary, and I need my friends here near me because my mom's out of town, and I know you guys just want to make out, but, like, thank you for abstaining to pay attention to me.
Hey, I just want you to know, Tina, that me and Nancy are here to make out for you, not against you.
Now, wait a minute, Glenn, says Nancy.
Oh, it was worth a shot. I thought that was gonna work. I'm so horny and teenaged.
She re-spools Glenn's dick back around the spindle from whence it came. Put that thing away.
I'm sorry, Tina. I thought that maybe I could use my charm I learned aboard a pirate ship to convince you to maybe have a bit of a diddly-dalliance with my piddly-palliance.
Captain Jack Sparrow? Says Nancy and Tina at the same time. Captain Jack pushes Glenn straight out of the house and locks the door.
I suspect he deserved that. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah, Captain Jack. The girls are so excited, they're jumping up and down. When from outside, what a clatter hath... What's the fucking Christmas?
Arose such a clatter.
Yes, from up on the roof there arose such a clatter that Captain Jack Sparrow had to see what was the matter. He throws up in the sash and he looks out. And as Captain Jack Sparrow opens up the window, Rod's jocular body flies
SWAT team home invasion style.
through the window, tackling Captain Jack into a rolling tumble salt. Ah!
Not sure I deserve that.
Gotcha, butthead. Rod gives Captain Jack a noogie.
It isn't my old friend Rowdy Roddy Diddly Dobby. Someone give this man a sock so he can leave.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Fuck off! His torturous spirit.
A tiny health elf pulls on Captain Jack's long frock coat. I'm Diddly Dobby.
Yes, you are Diddly Dobby. Well, Rod, I know Nancy wants to be here for a friend. I'll be making out with Diddly Dobby tonight, then.
Oh, sir, what an honor. The two abscond into a remote broom closet, where honestly they're both more comfortable. And Rod, like a perfect gentleman, gets down on one knee, gives Tina the tiniest, most cavalier, respectful kiss on the top of her hands. Milady, if thou will do me the honor, I would like to squire you upstairs to your mother's empty bed, whereupon we may make sweet and tender love overtures with each other, assuming thou consentest, of course.
Nancy? Glenn? Who's still outside? I'll be busy, but don't leave, because Rod doesn't strike me as a man that respects a safe word.
That was the old Rod, my dear queen. You know, from 1984. I'm really retconning the way I treat you in this scene, because I don't care how nostalgic this movie is. There's some problematic shit that my character does. Anyway, we're dating, whether it's spoken aloud in the movie or not. And let's go respectful.
I did not just meet you, which you could argue, based on what you've seen, maybe that's how this is happening.
And listeners, if you don't really get this, go watch the movie and be troubled.
It is patently obvious that I was never invited into any of the scenes in which I appear. I have simply showed up of my own volition.
Smash cut. Rod and Tina fucking. Smash cut.
Captain Jack and Diddly Dobby fucking. Smash cut again.
2, this is later. They are semi-dressed. Their Rod is fast asleep, respectfully sleeping in her mom's bed. When Tina hears what sounds like a pebble being thrown at her window, she gets up, and the pebbles keep on hitting the window. It's like some amorous, Morty, some amorous. Not Don Giovanni. What's the fucking guy?
Oh, with the nose?
The nose. Cyrano de Bergerac.
I was right. Starts with a C.
I like that Cyrano's like deformity is he has a big nose.
Yeah.
That seems like a non-issue.
Yeah.
Nancy approaches her window and she looks
Tina.
out. It's not Cyrano de Bergerac.
It's
In
Tina.
fact,
Yes.
fuck.
Yeah.
Tina gets up and approaches her window, and suddenly a pebble thrown with the force of a BB-8 smashes into her window, leaving a bullet-like hole. Holy fucking shit, Tina says.
instantly putting her finger up to the hole and moving her face closer to the glass.
Mm-hmm. But guess what? Nothing happens. It's just some bizarre domestic terrorism.
Hey, goobly, goobly, yeah, getcha.
Rod, are you listening to Lady Marmalade on your cassette player?
She turns to see that he is just asleep with the most peaceful post-coital look on his face. She lovingly brushes an errant curl from his forehead and says, "Only I understand you, Rod. But now I have to wander these streets in an oversized shirt." She, with great trepidation, makes her way barefoot into the backyard of the house.
I gotta investigate this pebble mystery.
Gooble, gibble, gobble, gibble, crack, slap.
What? It's too early in the year for the gooble gobble turkeys to be cracking and slapping from the neighbor's yard. What is that?
Drawn ever forward by this fascinating and not at all terrifying sound, she steps into the back alley, looks left, very slowly, looks right. There's nothing there. But when she looks left again...
Surprise!
Excuse kabow!
23 skidoo, says Freddy Krueger.
It's a murderous Scatman Carruthers. Wait, just a Scatman, not Scatman Carruthers.
Scatman Krueger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddy is right next to her. Tina runs down an alley, and Freddy's arms grow inexplicably long and ridiculous looking so that his evil claws can scrape against a metal wall. They leave little sparks like they do.
I'm doing this with my arms to show you that we are no longer in a world bound by conventional understanding of what can and can't happen. And also knives. Conventional knives that are very frightening. It's a mix of concepts designed to make you feel like you're not sure what's happening. Am I doing okay?
Yeah, Tina says, and then runs for her life. She runs to her front door, but suddenly it's inexplicably locked. Freddy Krueger grabs her around the waist and pulls her off her front step. They tussle and tumble and rumble around in the flower bushes until Tina wedges a sharp cheddar into Freddy's face. Ah! And gets back in. She kicks open the front door and runs up to the bedroom. She screams for Rod, but he seems nowhere to be found. She enters the bedroom and dives into the bed, the only safe place, when suddenly there's a stirring from under the sheets, which were flat but a mere moment ago. The sheets rise up, and it's...
Skibbity bop 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 doo. Momentarily, the knives on his right hand are replaced by spoons.
Smash cut. From Rod's perspective, we see Rod wake up to Nancy thrashing and screaming wildly under the sheets. Rod backs up away from the bed into the corner because he's so flipped out from her nips out. And then, what? Suddenly, blood starts to happen. The sheets get all bloated.
Watches the invisible slicing hand make the telltale 4 slices in her abdomen. Then here comes the blood train.
Yeah, and this isn't the invisible hand of commerce that James Madison taught us about.
Nor is it Ursula K. Le Guin's left hand of darkness. No.
No, readers.
It's the right hand of Frederick J. Kruegerin.
Yes. Oh, this is for all the bad things that have happened to me in my life. Ah! Inexplicably, Tina's slashed up body raises into the air as though it's some sort of ghastly magic trick, and it spins around, splattering blood all over the ceiling.
Rod and Tina are mystically and horrifyingly transported into Lionel Richie's 1986 hit Dancing on the Ceiling set, where the room is rotated, but the cameras move with the rotation, thus giving the illusion that he's moving from wall to ceiling.
Ah! Jamiroquai floats by on a moving floor. And Rod impotently crouches in the corner. All of his strength seems to have been leached out by the fear that has been inflicted upon him for 2 more rounds. I mean, he has disadvantage.
Yeah, he fails his constitution check.
And blatantly ripping off Stranger Things Season 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street, has Tina die in the air from supernatural forces while Rod looks on in horror and shame. Suddenly, Captain Jack Sparrow and his girlfriend, Nancy, his new girlfriend, kick in the door. Oh, Tina, my love, what's happening in there? Is there some sort of piracy happening?
Oh my God, Tina!
Oh.
Where's Rod?
They look at the window which has a rod-shaped hole in it. He obviously jettisoned himself as quickly out the window as he did previously in the living room window. Oh, Rod.
Classic Rod. He's a window man. He comes from a long line of window men.
Smash cut. To the police station. Finally, some law and order in this lawless town. We see Lieutenant Donald Thompson, a.k.a. Nancy's dad, and Marge Thompson's divorced, estranged husband. They never really get into that.
No, I mean, it's clear that nobody's happy. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't live at the house, so you know what? It's the early 80s.
He can't hurt them anymore.
Be honest with me, Rod. Did you kill Tina?
No.
Good
Wait,
enough
which
for
one?
Me?
Oh, okay. Whew. And neither did Knifey. Yeah, neither did I, says Rod's ever-present switchblade friend.
With a smile, with a tiny engraved face on one side that talks, and will only love you if you can answer its riddles 3.
That's right.
And by love you, it means stab you every
love
time.
Knife. All right, you crumb bombs. You know what? Voice choice. What does Lieutenant Donald Thompson sound like?
Texas Pete.
Who is Texas Pete?
He is an idea. That's why I wrote it down. It is like if you ask me Texas Pete, I think of like a bad guy from Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
But I also think
Pete.
There's a hot sauce called Texas Pete. I just thought whatever Mark thinks Texas Pete is, that's probably good enough.
It sounds like a character from Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Old Texas Pete has some dynamite for you, yeah. But you're going to have to work off your credit. Okay. Nancy, it's me, your father, Donald Thompson. And you got to get out of the way, girl, because I got my... Oh, what was that 80s gun that they loved? Like a Dirty Harry... a Magnum?
357 Magnum.
Yes. Fucking Lieutenant Donald pulls out his Peacemaker, this chromed out 3-foot-long gun, which is so Dirty Harry, and he points it directly at Rod's dark heart. Nancy bravely throws herself in front of the revolver. No, father, you must not kill him. He's an innocent man.
You mustn't, father, for I've spoken to him, and I know his heart to be pure.
Nancy, you best get out of the way, girl, because the bullet ain't gonna care.
I got a powerful hunger to kill me's a teen today.
When Nancy steps aside, all that is left where Rod was is a spinning hubcap. Oh!
but old pistol-packing Don, he's no one-man army. He's got the entire force of the Anytown USA Police Department to help him. And on the other side of these bushes, there's 2 cop cars and 4 men ready to give Rod the tackling of his dreams.
Rod tries to evade them using all of his football tactics when suddenly, from under Rod's feet, a crude rope net springs him upward, catching him in the air, trapping him in a traditional sling trap of the forest people of this community.
Yum!
A band of 6 Ewok deputies comes out, shaking their crude spears in triumph.
Don gives him a tip of the hat with the end of his cool steel peacemaker. Much obliged, Charblick.
Yakta! Oh man, caught by a bunch of Ewoks, says Rod.
One of the Ewoks is animatedly chittering at Detective Don. Nah, you know the deal. You can't eat this one until we's done with him, but I'll let you know.
Smash cut. Guess what? Nancy's having a nightmare. Oh no, it's a boiler room. Rah, I'm gonna slowly saunter down the street at you, says Freddy Krueger, click-clacking his little knifey hands. When suddenly he stops and has a bit of a fun idea. Hey Nancy, check this out.
I'd like to establish what I call in the dream world the stakes of this situation. Because I don't feel like you might be taking me seriously. I don't know if you saw the long arms thing I did the other day. It was, in the moment, I thought it was going to establish a surreal element. It really just made me look like a jackass. And then thereafter, me moving towards you kind of looked like a chimpanzee in a sweater. Nothing about that made sense. So I'm going to try to reset here.
Now this'll really freak you out. Freddy pulls up his shirt and he slashes open his breast. And from his sagging man teeth issues forth a bright green fluorescent ooze and a handful of plastic maggots.
That's right.
Get it?
I'm absolutely disgusting, and I am not shy about that. The doctor says I'm 70% Jalouse at this point.
Yeah. The Jalouse worms spring forth and finally return to the earth where they can grow to their full form.
Nancy, horrified by this, turns and flees to the only place to lose a killer, the boiler room.
Nancy steps through a corridor in the boiler room and realizes, she's trapped. It's a dead end, and all that is around her are red-hot steam pipes and then a Frederick Krugrick slowly moving down towards her to issue the killing blow.
This is where the rubber meets the road, and by rubber I mean knives, and road I mean your torso.
Hey Freddy, you feeling a little hot under the collar? She says.
Wait, what?
And she suddenly pulls down her turtleneck collar on her shirt and slams her exposed neck flesh into the boiling hot steam pipe. Ah!
No, Nancy, it's a boiling pipe. It's a heat, it's steam, it's a boiler room. Oh my God, that's gonna hurt.
The dream world dissolves and Nancy wakes up in study hall or in English class screaming. Ah! Her teacher comes and wrestles her down to her desk. Settle down, Nancy. You're having a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. It's not real.
Nancy fights back, saying, I felt like it was real, but I'm not calm yet. The teacher, immediately using her mid-80s recalcitrant student training, starts to work the midsection, pummeling her diaphragm over and over, driving the wind out of her lungs. This'll take her down.
Wow, what an English class. Nancy looks at her neck in her little makeup compact, and she sees that it has really been boined. What happens in the dreams happens in real life, she says to the camera.
The teacher then leans over, also looking into the camera and looking back at Nancy. Nancy, I think maybe you should go to the nurse or get some paperwork because of this huge disruption and our knockdown drag-out brawl we just had.
Yeah, okay, later, bitch. Nancy farts real loud and leaves the classroom forever.
2 middle fingers up.
Hey, don't you forget about me. Smash cut to Nancy's bathroom. Thank God we're not in a dream anymore. No. Nancy's just taken a big naked bath.
It's been a hell of a day. Mm-hmm. She's been tackled both in the dream world and the real world.
Mm-hmm.
She's so upset by all this business between Captain Jack and Dobby, and she just needs to just take a nice, hot, relaxing bath, knowing that she probably shouldn't sleep.
Yeah. And this is a famous image. Her legs are spread like right near the camera. And then as she starts to nod off, the glove of Freddy Krueger surfaces from in between her legs, which, I'm perplexed by this. It's like, what are you going for?
Is it the threat of
like she's
danger
so vulnerable
in a safe place? Yeah, like it's like a snake in your toilet. Like, oh, this would be the worst way for someone to get me. But it's so farcical. Like, oh man, I'd hate if a arm reached out of the wall right now and punched me. Not as not as grounded as some spears.
Like, if you're taking a shit and Freddy's glove starts to slowly come out of the toilet, inching towards your exposed butthole, and then you wake up and it goes back down in the toilet.
Yeah. You wake up and immediately just look at the toilet.
I mean, it's like the sensitive parts don't seem to be Freddy's bread and butter. Those aren't killing parts.
No.
So Nancy falls back asleep, and Freddy has done some renovations to the bathtub and turned it into an Olympic-length swimming pool vertically, and pulls her down into the deep abyss of what was once a tub.
Which I'm going to go ahead and say that this was clearly the inspiration for Guns N' Roses' November Rain video.
Is there a bathtub becomes a drowning pool situation?
No, but there's a grave, and there's a little creature with his hands going underneath the grave, and it's the same thing. There's like the rectangle of light that you can get through at the very end of the
November Rain.
Yeah, that song and that video covers a lot of territory. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a short muff. We're gonna muff it someday.
Yeah, for me,
we start muffing music videos.
Anyway, gotta come down to my mermaid island. Yeah. Everybody floats down here. Whatever scary things.
You may not like that, but your kids are gonna love it. Smash claps him. She boxes his ears.
Oh.
She gives him the old razzle dazzle with the Three Stooges with the hand going up and down, left and right, pokes his eyes, and manages to get up out of the bathtub just enough to get an arm over. Get up. Well, you got to get up to get down, Mark, and she knows that. Mark, you got to get up to get down. And in this moment, it's the fourth quarter. She's already feeling real exhausted. She's been fighting for her life against Freddy, and Freddy has dropped the ball. She was able to get a quick move on him. She's got an arm up over the edge of the bathtub. Freddy's workload just tripled, okay, because she's got the mechanical advantage. Now she's calling her mom for help. That's probably going to make something happen. But here's the thing. If she's calling her mom for help, is she still asleep or is she awake? Honestly, we're going to have to let the refs figure this one out, Mark.
Thanks, Dave. Nancy's mom bashes Pachycephalosaurus style head first through the door. And she grabs Nancy's flailing, sleeping body. Mom, don't worry, Mom. I was just having a small bad dream. It is absolutely no big deal what's happening here.
Hey,
Nancy says inexplicably.
Thanks for coming in, Mom. I just wanted to gaslight you. Everything was fine the whole time, and you're kind of a dick for coming into a room that I was screaming your name from.
Teenagers, Nancy's mom says directly into a bottle of absinthe. As Nancy's mom leaves the bathroom, Nancy closes the door and locks it and drops the facade that she had of being totally calm and normal. Oh, wow, that was a close one. Right, medicine cabinet, she says. The cabinet yawns open, and she sees a little glittering outline around a clickable item. It is... It is none other than Stay Awake Fast Acting Pills.
One pill keeps you awake. And so do the other pills. There's just one bottle of pills. They're not mixed. They all do the same thing.
Oh, sorry, Nancy. It's me, Captain Jack Sparrow. I invited the entire Jefferson Starship into your bathroom to sing White Rabbit at you. Anyway, you'll notice that the Stay Awake pills, it's STA, awake, fast-acting pills. It's a strange choice.
To which Nancy replies, Captain Jack, they're fast-acting. They don't have time for a why. They're fast-acting. They need to get to the action.
Oh, well, I guess I've been putting my foot in place. Hey, let's get out of here, Jefferson Starship. Yeah.
Bye.
Smash cut. Nancy's bedroom.
We
Nancy...
built this city on rock and roll.
Was that Jefferson Starship?
Oh, Jefferson Airplane did the Alice, and then they became Jefferson Starship once they had gotten enough funding and made a lot of money off their parents' emerald mine. They were able to build a space program. And
imagine, I get Elon Musk. Imagine if, like, you're in a band and you're like, all right, the band's pretty famous. Let's change the name to, like, the next Pokemon evolution of what this band would be called. Like, hey, man, we were Puddle of Mud. Now we're Lake of Mud. I just saw on MTV, U2 is now U3.
They got a robot plays drums for them.
That's right.
It's Ringo Bot.
It's R1G0. Smash cut to Nancy's bedroom. Nancy is categorically not using her bedroom for its intended purpose. Instead, she's got her own coffee machine that she hides from her parents, and she's just chugging down black coffee like a trucker.
Her mom comes flying in. She's furious. Nancy, you have to sleep. And she's got a bandage like transversely around her head, like a Dickensian,
like the ghost of Jacob Marley.
Yes, from her door breaking down. She starts grabbing all the coffee mugs, the coffee pot, and the coffee machine.
Also the coffee enema.
And the coffee enema. And leaves the room, and it's at that point that Nancy reveals, decoy coffee maker.
She pulls at a little tab at the bottom of one of her posters, and it flip curls up like a retractable projector screen, and inside is an entire coffee cafe with a barista. Captain Jack Sparrow pulls the Black Pearl up right next to Nancy's window and swings with his pirate rope across from the Mazin deck to her window, Dawson's Creek style, entering like a regular pacey. Hello, me love. I thought I'd sneak in through your window because I'm your boyfriend, and that's what we do.
That's how it's done here on the Pearl.
Hey, Glenn, I'm so glad you showed up because I believe that this guy in Tina's dream and in my dream is going to like try to kill me for real. So here's what I want you to do. I want to do some more field research. I want to go back into the murder dream. Are you paying attention? Because this is a really important part.
What?
Okay, so I'm going to go to sleep
We're gonna
and enter this murder sequence. And if I look like I'm having a nightmare, you wake me up, okay?
If you look like you're even slightly bedrazzled within a Phrygian dipstick, I'll make sure to give the woozy on a tickle.
Oh, Captain Jack. Nancy pinches his cheek, not noticing the 5 heroin needles hanging out from his arm.
Captain Jack is already asleep.
Good idea. Pretend to be asleep so my mom doesn't hear you, and then wake me up if I look like I'm having a nightmare.
15 men on a dead man's chest.
Smash cut. We're back in the nightmare zone, everybody. That's right. It's the neighborhood that Nancy lives in. She walks through spooky, dark streets that have leeches growing on them. And then she reaches the Estación de la Publicidad, where she can see Rod the Hog God's girthy dick bulge connected to his body.
He's wearing the tightest police issue shorts you've ever seen.
Just filled the shorts with his own member. And he's sleeping like a babby in his police cell.
She takes a brief moment to make sure that Captain Jack is still looking out for her again, shifting the rules a little bit, not sure. She looks back and he's just elaborately bowing to a mailbox.
Seems legit.
Okay.
I don't know how Captain Jack is in my dream, how that would indicate that he's awake outside. It's not a big deal. Maybe it's to fake out the audience so they think this is real. I don't know. Anyway, oh look, there's Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, as seen through the window of outside the police station. Freddy is inside the station. He approaches Rod's jail cell and just
T-1000 style, right through the bars.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. We have the same references. Freddy begins tying Rod's bed linens into an elaborate noose when suddenly he looks up out the window at Nancy. He realizes, or maybe he's been cognizant all along that she's been watching him, and he gives her a little wink.
Ting.
Oh, somebody likes to watch, eh?
Tonight's not your night on the menu.
Nancy turns around and begins screaming for Glenn to wake her up, but she dumped Glenn, and so she runs back to her dream house.
She runs right past Captain Jack Sparrow, who's trying to pick up his hat, but every time he gets to it, he kicks it further away, just back and forth in the street.
I gotta get back up to my dream bedroom and tell real Captain Jack that I'm having a nightmare so he wakes me up. She reaches her front door when suddenly Freddy pops out of a Netflix mail your own DVD to your house envelope, which wasn't from the 80s, but, you know, it's another thing from a bygone era. Special delivery. She punts the envelope, half stuffed with Freddy's torso, away from her and begins running up the stairs when she notices she's not getting anywhere. As she steps into the stairs, each one crunches creme brulee style, and her feet get stuck in thick, opaque vanilla jalouse, an experimental concoction.
No one ever thinks of oatmeal stairs, but Freddy does.
Now get ready to get steel cut, he says,
Nice.
brandishing his hand blades. Nancy screams and lugs herself up out of that soupy stair mess. In The Exorcist, isn't there also like a supernatural stair trap that happens
I think there's.
toward the end?
I have never actually seen the movie,
Oh,
so.
scarier than Nightmare on Elm Street and better.
You know what? I am going to listen to the muffing of that because I would much rather have a big tentpole movie that everyone references and be like my only exposure to it is the muffing of it. Like, did you ever grow up and the only way you ever heard like a song was Weird Al's version? You never
Yes.
actually. Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
That's awesome. You're like, I remember Father Merrick, but where's Incognito Jones, the criminal boxer who dresses up as other characters? That guy was a real villain. Surprise, surprise. Nancy runs into her bedroom. Freddy jumps on her. She screams, and suddenly the alarm clock goes off. Nancy, gasping, looks across the room at fucking Captain Jack, who has just passed out. A feather suspended midair gets blown up by exhalation, then drifts down, then blown up again. She looks at her cartoony alarm clock with the two big bells on each side. Wow, talk about Saved by the Bell, Nancy says.
She then picks up the alarm clock and throws it full shoulder as hard as she can straight at Captain Jack Sparrow's face. And then I went swinging through the burrows of Tortuga. What?
Oh, Captain Jack. Smash cut. To the police station IRL, by the way. Later, Nancy and Captain
Or
Jack.
is it?
There's no way of knowing. Nancy and Captain Jack ride on their high school Huffy bikes. Was Huffy a bike brand?
Oh, yeah.
Huffy?
Yeah.
Huffy.
Huffy. Huffy? I think it still is.
Hello, I'm here to get my daughter's Huffy repaired.
Hey, are the new Huffy models available?
I seem to have bent an axle on my Huffy.
Do you do any Huffy repair?
Okay. 2, the police station. Captain Jack and Nancy bluster through the door and accost Lieutenant Murphy. No. And accost Private Consuego, the night shift policeman who's a little disco.
Buena suerte, the daughter of the police chief. How can I help you, although I am disinclined to do so at this hour, because you are teenagers in a police station?
Hey, Private Consuego, my name's Nancy Thompson. I'm the daughter of your boss, and I want to see my friend Rod, the sex hog god.
Hold on.
I'm really trying to make this a thing.
Let me check my calendar. Yeah, it's 1984. Sure.
Okay, great.
Not so fast, Constable.
Lieutenant Thompson! Oh, police office gasps. You're not part of the night shift?
When people are getting butchered like hogs in front of my daughter, it's a 24-hour job. Now, what are you doing here, Nancy? Because you shouldn't be here. You should be with your drunk mother, making more bad choices that I keep complaining about but offer no real help with.
Oh, sheesh, Mr. Thompson, Lieutenant Thompson. And me and Nancy are just trying to see the rod, the friend Rod. Hey.
Yeah.
Chim,
Everyone
chim,
wants to see
chim.
the rod. Well, you can't see the rod because he's asleep like a sweet little baby. I moved a curl out of the way on his forehead.
Dad, this is really important, okay? It's 11 p.m. at night.
On a school night, I might add.
Yeah, we gotta see Rod just to make sure he's okay.
Why wouldn't he be okay? He's in the safest place in the world. My prison.
'Cause Freddy Krueger, Dad. Freddy Krueger. Excuse me, boss. Wasn't that the name of the famous
Constable? This is a new name I've never heard before, nor will I ever mention again. But I got to file paperwork commensurate with you. Come with me. We'll look at your big-hogged friend.
Come on, hurry up. Rod could be getting murdered as we speak. Smash cut. Rod gets murdered by Freddy Krueger. Smash cut back to the reception area of the police station. Constable Consuego has accidentally dropped the keys down the sewer. Oh, butterfingers. This is gonna take a while.
Oh, wait. I have a backup right here. It's time to go look at your friend who I promise is just sleeping. Yeah, like the constable said, he's just sleeping. Safe, because I run this jail and I run this town.
They walk in to the jail area and see Rod's dead body hanging from bed sheets that have been strung up like a noose.
This man has been hanging for at least 8 to 12 seconds. It's too late, but we'll try.
Lieutenant Thompson cuts down Rod's dead body. He feels for a pulse, shakes his head. No, he's gone. He puts the sheets that murdered Rod over Rod's face to cover him respectfully.
Rod shows his agreement with the diagnosis by tilting his head and going,
Rod's dick, fully erect, softly whispers, "Tell my story." And we see a tiny dick spirit rise into heaven.
It's little wings and a tiny harp that it's playing with its balls.
Rod was like the Gundam, and the dick was his pilot.